Hi, I'm Juan Guzman,
And I'm Nicolette Anderson.
and we are together directing Into the Woods, coming to the Selma Art Center June 19th. Nicolette has been with the Selma Art Center for quite some time, doing some really great stuff with the Cool Kids Players. Recently directed South Pacific and Mary Poppins.
Yes, and Juan is the chairman of the Selma Arts Council, has directed The Crucible, and recently closed Young Frankenstein.
That's right, and we couldn't be more excited to team up together and bring you Stephen Sondheim's classic musical, Into the Woods.
Well, Into the Woods has always been one of my favorite musicals. I have been memorizing all of the lines and lyrics since I was a child. I remember inviting Juan over as a kid, making him watch the movie over and over
Yeah,
again.
I mean that's how I fell in love with the show too, was through Nicolette actually, and going over to your house and popping in the VHS into that VCR and watching Bernadette Peters make some magic on stage just the way.
So we kind of took this on as a personal project. It was very dear to our hearts, and a couple of months back we thought, hey, let's do Into the Woods together. And while we're doing Into the Woods, let's be in Into the Woods.
Yeah, I think for both of us, these roles were something that we maybe always wanted to play. I don't think that I ever really imagined myself playing the baker until recently, when I kind of became a little bit older and could think like him, and a lot of the changes that his character goes through are changes that everybody goes through.
Yes, being that we've both been in the show before, playing different characters, this was very interesting. It came at a good time in our life where we were mature enough to handle these two characters.
Well, I think the evolution of the characters really contributes to the storyline, in that it shows how much the woods affect these characters, right? The woods being this kind of metaphor for life, for all these crazy things that happen in life, and I don't want to spoil it by giving out too much about these changes, but I think that as an actor trying to play this role, I know the same is probably the same is true for you too, that you really try hard to show that in the character, to show that evolution, that growth in the character.
Right. This show is about people and their want to better themselves, their want for a dream, and then once they receive this dream, it kind of turns out either not being what they expected or a lot harder to maintain than they originally thought. And with the baker and the baker's wife, they're definitely a normal couple. They're a marriage, and you see this marriage going through struggles and going through it's good and it's bad, it's happy, it's frustration, and then you throw in want or needs, and it's a normal marriage. It can kind of lead or develop into anything, and that is why we have happy endings with couples that have been together forever, or people who eventually realize it doesn't work and get divorced.
Yeah, I think actually co-directing and getting to play the baker's wife at the same time is really helpful, in that it's kind of the same dynamic.
Right.
That, it's a relationship. We have to make compromises. We have to make decisions together.
Well, we never fight again.
Yeah, I think that's something the cast might say about us. But I think that we've been friends for a very, very long time. And I think that ultimately we know that we each have a vision that we are going to love, regardless of whether or not we agree with every little piece or every little detail of it. So I think it's a trusting relationship as well. So.
We work really well together. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to have levels, we're going to have trees, movable set pieces, books are in our in our plans.
Yeah, and going along with this idea of the fairy tale and what's real and what's not, we're also combining these traditional set pieces with digital projections as well. So you can expect to see a combination of that, which will really help us be able to tell this kind of fairy tale story in a fairy tale way.
Yes.
Well, I think the cool thing about co-directing also is that we've been able to establish a team around us. We're working very closely with our vocal director, Rick Robbins, who has been very helpful in not only the vocal directing, but kind of mitigating some of the conversations that we might not be able to get through as directors as well. So he's been very helpful, and I know as an actor and as a director, when the lights go up, I'll be glad that he's back there kind of doing his thing, because he knows exactly what we want for it too.
Right. We've been going to Robbins for a lot of advice, and again, to help us coach us through our characters. So it's very difficult to do that when you're on stage already. I believe that I'll be very excited to just see our amazing actors at work. We have pulled together, as you said, a wonderful team, strong singers, strong actors. I've just watched them develop in their characters, and I cannot wait to see them really shine on stage.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit intimidating sometimes,
right?
Just to be on stage with these, mega talented singers and actors. It's going to be an incredible show, and I think you're right. I'm most excited about sharing it with everyone.
Yes. We've hoped you enjoyed this exclusive first look at Into the Woods.
Follow us on Facebook through our Selma Art Center page, or visit us on our blog at intothewoodsinselma.blogspot.com for more looks at photos and videos, interviews with the cast.
Into the Woods opens June 19th, and tickets are available at tickettomato.com.
That's right.
We'll see you in the woods.
See you in the woods.